So, second time trying to record this video. I'll try to keep it shorter this time. I wanted to talk about my sources of anger. I really did not, I would probably say I really had my anger build when I actually first started working customer service. Because it showed me how awful people can be. To just anyone, to kids, to adults, over something as trivial as food. And, when I first started working, I was happy, I was nervous, but overall I was in a good mood because I was earning money. I was able to actually work and achieve a goal, which is to go to school, live with my parents, but save up and continue to go to school and, get a degree so I can at least get a better paying job. That's at least a lie that I was sold. I'll talk about that another time. Actually, I think I've already spoken enough about it. I've mentioned it here and there in other videos, so but over time, my experiences with people really made me criticize and question others to the point where I became obsessive over people's actions, the minor things that they do, such as how long they take to order, whether or not they can pronounce certain parts of the menu, which really is not that complicated. But granted, there's a reason why I'm not an English major. Sure, I can speak my language, but I'm not fucking great at speaking my own language. I'm just going to put it bluntly. There are some words I cannot pronounce. I will at least say it. I will say, hey, I cannot pronounce this word, and I'll try to spell it out for them. I've had that happen before. It's a little embarrassing, but I just swallow my pride and just say, hey, I don't know. Can you help me? And I think that's really good. I think that's something that most people need to do anyway. I need to do more of it. I'm trying not to criticize people as much. I'm trying not to question their actions. Even if it's not something that's harmful to myself or to others, if it goes against what I consider to be logical, then it does bother me. But, I do need to just let that go. Because not everyone's me, and not everyone has the same, brain capacity. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying, when it comes to, computational power, I'm definitely faster than most people. I walk fast, I can speak fast, I can think quickly, and I usually organize and plan things pretty quickly. I'm starting to realize that as well because, being back in, a simple role, I move and get things done quickly, whereas some of my new coworkers are very, very slow. Or they don't know how to organize or plan how to get multiple things done at once. So, but again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I am just I'm just speaking the facts that I am just unfortunately different. As much as I would like to be on the normal part of the spectrum, normal intelligence, normal speed, not having to overthink everything, not having to be super fast. I wish I was, just all those normal things, but I'm not. So, that, and also I think people and the way they speak sometimes can come off as rude to me. But then again, at the same time, I also realized, and I'm still kind of understanding or getting this down in my head, that people just speak in a certain way where they might sound annoyed or sound angry, but that's just how they talk. So, I think that's another thing I need to get over. But for a long time when I worked in customer service, I became so angry. I became so stressed out. I'm pretty sure it's not going to show up now, but I'm pretty sure that there are going to be health complications from those years of me stressing out. And realistically speaking, over nothing. Granted, I never got into a fight in retail, thank Christ. If I were to get into a fight now, I'm pretty sure it's not going to end well for both of us. Because then again, at the same time, I've been working out and getting stronger, so I don't think it's going to work out for the person who's initiating the fight, but also two, it's not going to work out for me because, fist versus fist, no one's winning. I mean, your fists are a fucking weapon, especially if you use them right. You know, that or they could also have a weapon, and you know. So, but you know, avoiding that. You know, unless of course I can't avoid that, then you know, can't really do much else. And you know, some other things that angered me were when my dad died. He was dating someone at the time, someone I never met, someone I don't know their name. But what I do know is that they stole some things from him when he died. So someone who was at least supposed to give a little bit of a shit about my father because they started dating him decided it was best to steal his stuff and then, you know, get out of Dodge. And then his kids, his biological children, because granted this was my stepfather, but I consider him my father because he was a father figure to me, and his ex-wife all decided to come after my mother for the life insurance money. Now, I'll also make a note, I never asked for the life insurance money. I did not care about it. But what I do care about is the fact that, this is more for the daughters, that your father died, and that was what you chose to do instead. I have zero respect for my father's daughters or my step siblings. I have no respect for you. That was completely erased that day when I heard about what had happened. And I hope I never see you guys again. I really hope I don't. Because I don't know what I would do if I do see you. So, those were the sources of anger as well. Granted, those two incidents that happened after my father died, I think compounded my belief that humanity is awful. That people, human beings, even including myself, are awful. We just seek evil in, you know, just the worst possible times. We seek to be these despicable creatures who care more about materialistic gain, trying to help one another when it is needed the most. You know, for example, when my dad died, you know, instead of just overlooking the money, instead of overlooking his possessions, I think me, my brother, maybe my mother as well, I don't know, we were the only ones that seemed to really give a shit. Well, that and also my father's brother and, you know, his mother. But we were the only ones that seemed to care. You know, yeah, he had friends. Yeah, they helped throw, you know, a memorial, you know, a celebration of life. You know, I don't know how much they really, how much he meant to them. I can at least assume that they were, you know, I can only assume that they were a significant part of his life, at least. But, you know, I think it just made me mad that there was at least some support for the idea that he had before he died that no one would miss him. And I guess, you know, the person he was dating and his ex-wife and his own kids, his biological kids, his daughters, did not miss him. That part hurt. And I don't know the full story. But this is what I do know, is I don't want to see my father's daughters ever again. I don't want to hear from them. I don't want to hear any excuses, because honestly, I don't think that's forgivable. And also to, I guess, the person he was dating, I don't ever want to meet you. And I think it's for the best. But, you know, overall, I am trying my best to manage and deal with anger. The gym does help, but, you know, it's also not a great idea to go to a workout angry, because that does have that can have a dangerous effect on you. Being angry is not good for you, but then being angry and trying to lift heavy things is even worse. So, you know, I'm hoping though, once I drive, you know, if I do get angry, I can just drive to a coffee shop somewhere and just relax for a couple hours. Or drive out to nature, just go for a drive. Maybe that might help me relax a little bit. So, but anyway, I wanted to talk about my sources of anger. That's where they mainly stem from. And, you know, slowly yet surely just trying to let it go. So, anyway, thanks for listening, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.